Hi everyone, this is Marty, coming to you again with another video live from Lucknow in India. Today it is Saturday the 28th of March and it is coming up to 2:45, approximately 8 o'clock in the evening. Now I want to share with you the accommodation where I'm living. This is the bedroom where I'm living, and you can see where the bed is and you can see everything in the room. You can see basically how comfortable it is and how fortunate I am staying here in Anil's home. Now I want to share with you something interesting about the weather at present. The weather is acting very uncharacteristic in how cold it has been as of yesterday, and with rain and thunder. Now this is also a problem that occurred at the end of February, beginning of March, and it destroyed a lot of the crops in northern India. But you'll be glad to hear that today was sunny and hot, and that's the way it looks like it's going to stay. Now I want to share with you about repatriation and how people are desperate in many different countries, not just India, to get back home. Now I want to give you my decision on this situation, but let's consider the logistics. How such a complex operation requires a lot of planning, organisation and implementation. Now I would imagine there are many people at present from various countries who are trying to get home. Now it's without knowing how many people, it's difficult to know how many planes and flights would be required for such an operation. Now the more people, the more planes, and the more flights, the longer the operation is going to take. And I think determining the need of determining the order of repatriation. Now various factors would have to be taken into account here, but I would imagine the most important would be the need of the people, those who need to get back more than others. Now potentially there could be a long wait at the airport. People would just have to congregate at the airport and wait and hope that they could just be taken home. So therefore they'll be waiting on standby for a long time. Now these are what are the normal, expected and accepted challenges of what a typical repatriation would involve. But the thing is, this is not a typical repatriation. This has a big problem, the coronavirus, a problem that is happening worldwide. So potentially there's a big risk involved in infection if I left the home of Anil and went to an airport. I'll be waiting at an airport for an indefinite amount of time with an indefinite amount of people. And even if I was to get on board a plane, would I be guaranteed PPE, personal protective equipment? And just think of social distancing. Well, on a packed plane there wouldn't be any social distancing, would there? So therefore, thinking on these lines, also there's the added complication I have here. Living in Lucknow, there is a small airport which I would have to go to get to either Delhi or Mumbai. That's a 2-hour flight from Lucknow to Delhi or Mumbai, and I have to get there to begin with. So by road, that would be an absolute nightmare. Trying to get somebody to take me there would probably be impossible as well. I also think about the airline staff. You know, they're putting themselves at risk as well. Obviously there are people who are going to do this, but it's this, you know, what we need to consider. So therefore, in conclusion, I would conclude that I'm a lot safer staying in Anil's home. The risk of leaving Anil's home is just too high at present. And it's much better, and it's best interest for me to stay here with Anil and his family. Because I also think about how many people who might be stuck at the airport now, in a desperate situation, maybe got no food, people who can't stay in hotels because hotels are closed down, people, you know, got no money, they're just waiting and hoping that they can get back home. It must be an awful and desperate situation for many people. And now one final thing I think about is, even if I manage to navigate myself to the airport, get on a plane and get back to the UK, what is there for me at the UK at present? People can't work, I wouldn't be able to work. It would just be I would face the same challenges as everybody else in the UK regarding trying to get essential items. And to top it off, I might even land at the airport and they turn around and say you're quarantined for 14 days. I think it's a no-brainer. As far as I'm concerned, the best place for me right now is to stay here at Anil's home. So therefore, in conclusion, stay safe, isolate and listen to the advice of the government. Bye for now.